Your attention, please. And now, on with the show.
There are some men who would like to see this land taken from us. Now that Father's dying, they will do anything to try and run us off this land.
I've waited a long time to find somebody to take on this task. Someone that did not fear the endeavor. Someone that I could put faith in.
You could always retire. I'm working on it.
It's badge against badge.
I knew you were no bounty hunter, too calculated, too professional.
Drink that whiskey, boy.
All right, Detective, what do you say we give these folks a good old-fashioned dime novel showdown?
Do you refuse to come quietly?
Hey guys, I'm Randy Unger, and this is another edition of Unger the Radar, where we talk all things film. And right now I have actor and producer Kevin Makeley of the hit Netflix movie Badland. It's a great Western, and everyone should go see it. Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
It's good, man. As well as can be expected these days, huh?
Indeed. Thankfully, your movie is a beacon of hope. It's really positive, and it's very entertaining, and it'll definitely get people's minds off of things. So I thank you for that.
Man, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. That's the goal, right? To escape for a little while. Of
course. So I'm curious, how did this project originally come about?
We had made 2 Westerns previously. It was in our wheelhouse. Loved the script, loved the character, Breacher. I love that character. It's the epitome of every male role model I had growing up, all wrapped into one character. He's Clint Eastwood. You know, every Clint Eastwood character you've ever seen. He's John Rambo and he's Luke Skywalker, all wrapped into one guy and dropped into a Western.
Okay.
And, it's just an amazing opportunity, and I love the way the script. First of all, the subject matter is kind of relevant and current. It kind of even though it takes place in the 1800s, it's still kind of it speaks volumes of the state of the world. Maybe not today with COVID-19, but a few months ago.
Right.
And the way that his story intertwines with all of these other characters, really, that's why we put it into chapters, because it's really all these different stories. And for an indie film to have that complex of a story and being able to invite in all these other great actors to come, Bruce Dern, Trace Atkins, Mira Sorvino, Wes Studi, to come and play in this world. It was just such a great opportunity and a great script.
That's so cool. And speaking to the cast, what was it like working with these juggernauts in the field?
Mind-blowing.
Cool.
I learned so much. I learned so much from each one of them. Bruce Dern, it taught me how to listen more than anything. Bruce Dern is an amazing actor, and what he gets, you know, he said, it took me 60 years to learn how to not act. You know, he was like, you're pretty good. I only saw you acting twice. You know, he was like, so I'm pretty impressed. But, you know, and that means just being truthful, understanding the subject matter and what you're trying to say. And it's not about the words that come out of your mouth. It's about the intention. So often, you know, he gets the intention and he wraps his, you know, his warped sense of judgment around the intention. And the words don't come out the same every time, but the intention is always spot on. So if you're not listening and you're not wrapped around your intention, he'll throw something out and rephrase it in a way on the next take. And the intention is the same, but your words, your lines, if you say them the way it's written in the script, they won't match his words. So you have to pay attention and listen and give him back what he's giving you. And I believe, he'll never admit it, but I believe he does it to make the actor he's working opposite a better actor and give a better performance, because it makes you really pay attention and not be focused on what your lines are, but what the other actor is talking about. And that's the key. And I really thank him for that. It's so great.
Acting is reacting, right? So
acting is reacting.
Cool. And I mean, the other cast, what was it like working? You had a very close relationship on camera with Mira Sorvino. What was it like working with her?
She was amazing. She is so generous with her time. I mean, Oscar winner Mira Sorvino. She's just a presence. She's a force on and off the camera. She, you know, she's involved in the community. She was the forefront of the whole Harvey Weinstein thing. She put herself out there. She's the mother of 4 children. She's, you know, she's just so busy and vocal, and she showed up every day with, you know, her A game, and she was just so generous and giving as an actor. We had such a strong connection, and I thank her for that. She's been so supportive of the film and of me personally, and I'd like to say we've become friends. So it's really nice.
Cool. Would you say that the mood on set was very relaxed, or were there some challenges along the way?
Lots of challenges. It's an independent film, so the schedule is the schedule. You can't really do much. A lot of times, you like to shoot in California because the weather is pretty consistent. It just happened to be so rainy when we shot this movie.
Okay.
So we had to shift a lot of gears, a few more interior scenes than we wanted to have. As far as on set goes, I have an amazing crew of people. I have 2 amazing producing partners, Sean Nightingale and Jennifer Ambrose. They're my beacons of light and trust. And our director of photography, Edon Menon, I mean, what a hero. You know, switching gears no matter what the lighting situation or the weather situation or anything, he would switch gears and make sure we got the shot, got whatever we needed. He was so fantastic. So just surrounding yourself with the right people, people that will sweat blood for art and for an independent film, and that's what we did. So I thank my cast and my crew and everybody involved that helped get this movie on the screen. It was a team effort.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of sweating blood, it's a very physical role, the role of Breacher. Did you sustain any injuries? Did you do your own stunts? What was that like?
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I do that. I do all my own stunts always.
Cool.
You know, from twirling the gun to falling off horses. I did get thrown from that horse once or twice in the beginning. Charlie was his name, and he just, you know, he really tested me in the beginning. We didn't really have any rehearsals, so first thing I had to get on him, and he was, you know, we strapped him down. Charlie the horse strapped him down with guns and backpacks, all kinds of stuff, canteen, and he just didn't like it. So he let me know, and he threw me a couple of times, and then we had to talk.
Yeah,
we had an understanding, and then he was my best friend the rest of the shoot. So yeah, all my own stunts, and I wouldn't have it any other way. That's how I do it, and I have a great team that supports that, and a great stunt crew. The guy that I box in the movie, Omid Zeta, he's the fight choreographer and the stunt coordinator. And it was a pleasure. You don't often get to do a fight scene with the fight choreographer. So he was so generous to be the guy so that we could move quickly through it. And instead of teaching all the moves to somebody else, he and I could do it with each other and go hard and not worry if a punch slipped and hit or if you fell or got hurt, because he knows my work ethic. I'm not going to complain. We're going to keep shooting. I'm not going to stop. And I know his, so we really went at it, and it was great.
So basically, you
with no injuries except for some scrapes and bruises just from rolling around on the ground. No crazy punches.
So it was sort of like an unspoken language between the two of you.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
Well spoken with these.
I love it. I love it. So what is your feeling with the Western nowadays, the genre? Do you think it's gotten better? Do you think it's kind of gone off the radar? What are your feelings in regards to Western as a genre?
I love it. You know,
Okay.
For me, it's obviously can't hide that. I think it's the mythology of America. It's the Jesse James is the King Arthur of the United States. We have all of these characters that, they're real life people. Their stories have been embellished over the time, but this happened in the past, 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. We have this crazy history that happened right on our own soil. And as much as we're enamored with, Norse mythology and Greek mythology and the Knights of the Round Table and everything else that happens, across the pond, we have such a rich history right here with these larger than life characters that happen. So do we embellish the stories? Sure. But it happened here. So it's the romantic telling of our history in America. So I think that, and especially right now with what's going on, I think that's what struck a nerve with people, and why so many people flock to to watch a Western right now. I'm beyond humbled by the Netflix appreciation. So thank you everybody for watching Badland. I hope you got something out of it.
Yeah, it's a genre and it's a formula that has worked for decades, and it'll probably live even longer than that. So yeah, kudos to you and your team on that.
Thank you.
And speaking of Netflix, how do you feel about Netflix streaming services in general and the future of cinema, especially in this environment we live in today?
I love streaming. It is the way of things now. I mean, so you either have to, as a filmmaker, a studio, a movie theater, whatever it is, you have to adapt to what it is, what's happening, or you won't survive. As an independent filmmaker, we can turn on a dime, which is great. So I can make a movie for the theater, or I can make a movie for your television set or your computer. Although it's really the same format now because everything is widescreen. But what it did for the independent filmmaker is level the playing field. I can release a movie on the same day. I could have a movie out next to Bloodfather, which is a Mel Gibson Lionsgate movie, even though they're an independent studio as well, but they're at the top of that.
Right.
Released at the same time and perform almost just as well. And it's Mel Gibson because it's out and people can see it. I don't have to, as an independent filmmaker, a studio film gets a huge marketing push. They put as much, if not more, into marketing as they do into the budget of the film. You have to get eyeballs on it for it to be successful. Right. Independent films do not have that kind of budget. So even with this Netflix release, I think the only marketing that was behind it was what's new on Netflix this week.
Right.
That's it. And it just found an audience organically. And as a filmmaker, it couldn't be more satisfying that the people made it happen. Nobody else. The people made that happen. And it's so gratifying and humbling and amazing.
Cool. Well put, sir. Well put. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the production company, Papa Octopus. What is the company about? What is your mission?
Our mission is to make high concept independent films with heart. We made a Bigfoot movie. It's called Big Legend. It's out. You could check it on Amazon Prime, Tubi, all that. Shameless plug. But it is what it is. It's a Bigfoot movie, but we play it real and with heart. Everything we do that we make, we make, we control. We're doing indie film and we love what we do. And a lot of times the bigger things get, the more control you lose. And we have yet to experience that. And we make what we love. We work hard, and when you sweat blood, like we said, and you scrounge for pennies to make a movie, and you beg, borrow, and steal, and do what you do to get your story told, you better love what you're doing. You know, because there's this Netflix thing. It's the epitome of what you want to happen when you make a movie. You want people to watch it. It's not, obviously people want to make money. It's not about the money at this level. It's about people watching it and appreciating it. So we nailed what we wanted to do. And we love making movies. So this has opened doors for us, more so than were before. And we were fairly successful. I mean, this is our 5th film, but this is opening doors, you know. So stay tuned for Papa Octopus. We have a lot of cool stuff. I just acquired a book series by Bobby Cole. The first book is called The Dummy Line, and it's just about a regular guy that gets put into a situation, has to protect his daughter. It's such a great story. It's such a great book. Cool. So stay tuned for that. That's a trilogy. Okay. We have a lot of other great movies in the mix, and I just can't wait for everybody to see those films and tell those stories. Sweet. Very exciting.
I'm excited. I'm excited right now. This is amazing. That's very cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
Last question for you, Kevin, before I let you go. You're a lead actor in this. You're also producer. What was it like balancing both duties and wearing both hats? Was it hard?
Yeah, I mean, it's super hard. It's super hard to be a lead in a film, especially an indie film. I said there's no time to go back to your trailer if you have a trailer at all. Right. You're napping, outside around the corner where nobody can see you or nobody can hear you snore. But as a producer, there is no breaks on top of it. But again, I had a great team around me that when the cameras were rolling, they would keep me safe and isolated. Any problems that were coming up on set didn't get brought to my attention while we were shooting. Obviously, before and after, all the problems come through me, but it kept me shielded from the problems so I could focus on, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what happened leading up to when, they call action. It only matters what happens between action and cut. Right. That is it. So, the building next door could be on fire, but we have to get that shot. Right. So I had a great team that kept me shielded from that while the cameras were rolling. And only things that had to be addressed at the moment were brought to my attention during the shooting day. And then we had meetings at night and solved every problem. So I love every aspect of filmmaking, from producing and to acting, every step of the way. So it's a pleasure. It's hard work, but we're being rewarded right now. People are watching, and it's a great feeling.
Very cool. Very cool. Is there anything else you want to mention or plug at this time?
I just want to, first I want to tell everybody, stay home, stay safe, stay healthy. Stay home and watch Badland. Shameless plug. But it's so important. And, I live in Los Angeles and so many people aren't getting it. I don't understand. I have a wife. I have 2 small children. I have a mother in her 70s. We need to keep them all safe. Yeah. And stay home. If all that's being asked in this crazy time is to stay home, it could be so much worse, and people are dying. This is actually a pretty good time for me because I'm home, I'm working, I'm watching movies, I'm watching Badland on Netflix, so it's not that horrible. But we need to stay in, we need to be safe, and we just need to be hopeful that we'll get through this sooner rather than later. So, and I think we will if we do our part. You have to ask yourself, in 20 years or in 30 years, when your kids come to you and say, what happened during that crazy time? What did you do? Yeah. Are you going to tell them what are you going to say? What did you say? What did you do to do your part for this? What did you do? And you should be thinking about that answer. And are you doing everything you can do right now to help us all get through this? We're in it together.
We are. And that's why I do my show. I try to give people a glimmer of hope through the power of film. So hopefully that's what we did here today.
Amen. That's we speak the same language. We speak the same.
Sweet.
And I guess one last shameless plug. If you like Westerns, we have another great Western you can watch on Amazon Prime, Tubi, Vudu, Fruity. You can watch it free right now. It's not on Netflix, so Netflix, if you're watching, you should put Any Bullet Will Do on that site as well. But anyway, it's called Any Bullet Will Do. It's a great Western, and a fun movie called Big Legend, also available on all those platforms I just mentioned. It's just a fun creature feature. Okay. So if you're looking for some more escapist time, check those out.
Always. Well, Kevin, congrats on Badland. It's fantastic. I hope everyone sees it. And, stay safe to you and your family. Be well.
I appreciate it. You too, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Take care. So this has been Unger the Radar. I'm your host, Randy Unger. Thanks so much for watching.